Round 18 signalled the end of the regular season in Premiership Women's Rugby, with all matches played under the Friday night lights. With our top four confirmed, the only thing left to settle was who would play their semi-final at home between Saracens and Harlequins. Loughborough Lightning and Trailfinders were level on points and played each other to decide who would finish 6th in the table. After missing out on the top four, Exeter Chiefs looked to end their season on a high as they travelled to Leicester Tigers. Bottom side Sale Sharks visited Saracens, who needed a win to secure a home semi-final. But we start with league leaders Gloucester-Hartpury versus Harlequins. The away side required a big win and other results to go their way to snatch second place in the table.
Let's go.
Commentary comes from Claire Thomas.
In the scheme of the league, they're after a 9th consecutive victory. In this head-to-head, they could make it 6 straight wins over Harlequins. They've not lost this matchup since January 2022, when the PWR trophy in situ tonight still lived in West London. Hunt inching forwards in order to pick that one up. Herzl over the top. Hunt is over, and at long last, the champions have their opener. Look at the speed of this, the reloading, the incision from the scrum half. Options every which way, and she decides to pick out Bethan Lewis, the league's top tackler last year, but on carry detail on this occasion. Catherine Buggy hauled down by a trio of Harlequins. It's open here if they want it, if Allcroft can just straighten and go and muscle her way over the Quins home whitewash. What a score. Quins need to change something. They need to do something and get the ball in the hands of their danger women. In fact, they just need to get some ball at this stage.
Red to floor! Red to floor!
Neve Jones, the arch nuisance, has found herself 5 metres from what would be a 3rd score. Dave Ward has just said if they go in 14-0 behind Harlequins, they'll feel all right about it. Well, they might be about to feel slightly more sombre, because we are 18 long rounds into this PWR season, but there is still plenty of firepower in the Gloucester-Hartpury pack, and their pocket-sized tyro, Neve Jones, has splashed on over. Pena again, just flexing that deceptive strength, the outside centre, and this looking threatening from Harlequins. They just have to keep hands on ball, and now they've got an advantage. Powell straightening, surging and scoring. Well, they have been made to wait for it, but at last, irreverently, Harlequins stick a 5-pointer on the reigning champions. It's Gloucester-Hartpury who roll up their sleeves, and this looks ominous, this looks potent. It will prove exactly that, blowing their visitors to smithereens beneath the lights at Kingsholm, and Neve Jones has her brace.
Yeah, seen, thanks mate.
Bit of a tackle off the ball there from Claudia Pena by the looks of things, but Emma Singh is cartwheeling and then somersaulting and still getting to her feet. Penalty advantage. Gloucester-Hartpury searching for what would be a 5th score and utilising Lisa Coburn, the Thistle newly introduced, to keep themselves within 5 metres of the try line. Hyatt arrives at speed. Well diffused by Parry. An absolute demon in contact, Sarah Bonner has described the teenager. While she's proving her mettle now. George, quick pass onto Lund. Door opens up wide as you like for a stroll across the paint. And Mia Venner has 8 tries in her last 7 appearances. Orkin, the marine biologist, straight in at the deep end, feeding that scrum. And there she is on the wraparound, and now Sarah Parry with the strike move of dreams. She's only been on the field about 60 seconds. Brock again. Picked up, slammed down by Orkin. George across the face, onto Singh. Orkin across in defence. Tuima there. Almost burgled that one. But still, the reigning champions play on. Clayton George is in some considerable discomfort before our commentary position. But through will surge Sarah Beckett. A cherry on a cherry and white cake. And it has been a cakewalk.
Tackle, hands away.
15 minutes left to play in this one. Mia Venner's away. She's got Neumann for company, and that a fine tackle from the Quins left winger. It was only going to end one way, though. In it pops from Orkin. And that one, a right mess. It's popped up for Lewis. Blackburn is there, and Venner, who has looked so hungry for work all of this second half. She manages a jinking run before straightening and barrelling onwards as Williams. Green with options all the way out wide. Bouncing ball onto Singh. She's got Kildun to beat. Heads back towards the fullback. That feels statement. That felt personal. And look at Emma Singh go. 2 metres out. Else carrying and stretching and scoring.
Time is yours.
Well, they're simply underlining their credentials at this stage. 9 straight wins. Another bonus point victory. Gloucester-Hartpury throwing down another gauntlet for good measure and handing the Londoners a 3rd loss in 4 games.
We're up for it, man. You know, we know people are after us and we want to go and take this championship and we want to go and win it. But, you know, first things first, we've got next week, and the fans, unreal today. Like, being here, playing at Quins home, it's unbelievable. We love it, and yeah, the fans are unreal.
Next to StoneX Stadium, and a simple equation for Saracens. Beat Sale Sharks and they would be back on home soil for the semi-finals. Despite that incentive, the game started slowly amid the wind and rain, but the Sarries forwards got to work after 8 minutes. A series of carries setting up the try for Gabby Senft. Once they had the lead, the home side settled into their rhythm impressively, and the tries came at regular intervals. Scotland lock Louise McMillan charged through a gap in the Sharks' defence. And the game was barely into the second quarter when Senft added her 2nd try on her return to the starting lineup. The Canadian picking up an intercept in midfield and scampering home. On the half-hour mark, Saracens bagged their try bonus point. Clear to see they'd adjusted to the wet conditions as some slick passing sent winger Sydney Gregson over in the corner. When Zoe Harrison landed her 4th successful conversion, the host led 28-0. The Sharks' hopes of adding to their 1 win this season were fading fast, but they didn't give up and got on the scoreboard when centre Katana Howard broke away and dived under the sticks. The visitors didn't have long to enjoy that score before one of the stars of Saracens' season struck. Hooker May Campbell over for her 16th try of the campaign. And when Harrison landed another kick, the home side led 35-7 at the break. And there was no let-up when play resumed. Try number 6 for Sarries was also the first at home this season for prop Akina Gondwe, finishing under the posts as they moved past the 40-point mark. A yellow card for Harrison was Saracens' first setback of the evening, and the Sharks took full advantage. Italian scrum half Sophia Stefan sneaked around the blind side to score Sale's 2nd try of the game. Once again, there was a swift response as the Sarries pack reasserted themselves. Next to score was the skipper, Marley Packer, crossing the line from close range. And 10 minutes later, more of the same. Another try under the post from replacement Bryony Cleal this time, as Saracens move past the 50-point mark. With mission accomplished and Sale surely willing the match and the season to end, the home side showed their ruthless streak with 2 further tries. Despite desperate defence from the Sharks, Sarries recycled the ball and Canadian prop McKinley Hunt muscled over from a yard out. And as the clock hit 80 minutes, Gregson made it 2 tries for her and 10 for the team, with another finish in the corner. A 15th defeat of the season for Sale, who fought to the end as always. And the perfect preparation for Saracens, who can expect a much tougher test in the semi-final. Final score, Saracens 66, Sale Sharks 14. At Mattioli Woods, Welford Road, Leicester Tigers hosted an Exeter Chiefs side smarting from missing out on the playoffs after losing to Saracens the week before. And the visitors looked keen to take out their frustration on the home side. After going through the phases, a tap penalty allowed American prop Hope Rogers to finish just 4 minutes into the game. Exeter's second try wasn't far behind, and this time it owed much to the pace of Sabrina Poulin. The winger skipped past defenders before being tackled just short of the line. Fortunately, lock Dorothy Wall was on hand to finish the job. But fresh from their 3rd win of the season against Trailfinders the week before, Leicester regrouped and hit back. Captain Roisin McBrien went through 3 covering defenders to touchdown. Even a yellow card for Sophie Benevent couldn't halt the Tigers' momentum. More good work from the forwards created the opening for Canadian fullback Claire Gallagher, who stepped on the gas to score. After she added the conversion herself, it was 14-all at half-time. The contest remained tight after the break before Leicester took the lead for the first time. The Tigers pack edged up to the 5-metre line before Claire Gallagher released Meg Jones, and the centre took the direct route to score. For the next 10 minutes, the hosts pressed hard for another try, but Exeter held firm and then grabbed their chance. Several of the Chiefs' backline piled into a maul, and it was hooker Emily Totosi who provided the finishing touch. The game all square again at 19-all. And the final few minutes delivered real drama. In the driving rain, Meg Jones missed a penalty to give Leicester the lead. And with the clock in the red, there was a final twist. A line-out drive by the Chiefs, with the whole team involved, got over the line. Dorothy Wall at the bottom of the pile for her 2nd try of the game. Heartbreak for the Tigers, and some consolation for the Chiefs after that playoff disappointment. Final score, Leicester Tigers 19, Exeter Chiefs 24. The Cinch Stadium at Franklin's Gardens hosted the final outing of the season for 2 teams who've both made progress during the campaign and now found themselves battling to finish 6th in the table. Trailfinders had enjoyed a thumping win over Lightning when the sides met earlier in the season, and they struck first under the lights. Lock Tyson Bookaboom driven over by a rolling maul after just 3 minutes. But the hosts had beaten Bristol Bears in their last outing, and they launched a superb assault to take control of the match. First, a driving maul of their own was steered home by Catherine Tredder. And just 2 minutes later, Lightning scored again. A superb break by young fullback Fran Goldthorpe was stopped just short of the line by Rosie Inman. But centre Emily Scarrett was on hand to finish the job for the home side's 2nd try. And a 3rd score in 7 minutes tightened their grip on the game. Carmela Morale with the break and perfectly timed pass for Helena Rowland to sprint home. In a flash, Lightning had opened up a 14-point lead. Trailfinders had lost a tight contest with Leicester the week before and were keen to avoid another defeat. They hit back just as quickly, starting with some excellent passing, which created the opening for Rosie Inman to score in the corner. A few minutes later, Trailfinders found themselves under the posts and just short of the line, before a brilliant pass changed the direction of the attack and skipper Kate Zachary burst through to score. Now Loughborough's lead was down to just 2 points. But they had the last word of the first half after Bookaboom was sin-bin for the visitors. Another driving maul finished again by Treader, and Lightning led 26-17 at the break. The third quarter was a tight battle, with no further scoring until a little piece of magic by Helena Rowland. A superb step by the Lightning fly half created the opening, and the power of lock Lily Ives Campion did the rest. The home side seemed to be in control, but Trailfinders had other ideas. They scored their fourth try of the game just a couple of minutes later, thanks to a strong carry by centre Lisa Thompson. And within 10 minutes more, Lightning's lead had disappeared completely, thanks largely to the efforts of Trailfinders fly half Julia Schell. First, she pounced across the line after Rowena Burnfield had been stopped just short. Schell converted the try and then kicked a penalty to put her side ahead by 1 point with 10 minutes left. Lightning couldn't find a try in response, but Rowland had another approach. Her drop goal with a minute remaining was enough to clinch a 5th win in her team's final 7 games of the season. And with it, 6th place in the table. Final score, Loughborough Lightning 36, Trailfinders 34. The final round of the regular season delivered 2 statement wins and 2 thrilling finishes. The top 2 did it in style as Gloucester-Hartpury hammered Harlequins and Saracens thrashed the Sharks. There was late drama as Lightning defeated Trailfinders and at Leicester too as the Chiefs snatched victory. Those results settled the final order of the top 4. Exeter were sure to finish 5th, while Lightning's win sealed 6th spot. For Sale, an away win over the Chiefs was the highlight of a tough season. The business end of the campaign begins next Saturday with the first semi-final, as Saracens host Harlequins at Stonex Stadium. Then on Sunday we head to Kingsholm for Gloucester-Hartpury's meeting with Bristol Bears. Both matches are live on TNT Sports. We'll be back same time next week with the best of the action.